So I said, you may not have any thought, but just an ill feeling, even something which taints you just like that. A person immediately can say some curses, some words that they utter from their mouth. Let that person go to hell. What have you said? Or, like we say, yeah, he should not be, in this place. He should go to the worst place on earth. Something like that. You may not realize this, but you have created one of the worst things on earth. Just a thought. Even an ill will. Even the process itself is called vak. The words can create karma. So we got to be extremely careful how we control our thoughts. We get angry, we get upset, we have the ill will against people. We say, oh, who the hell does he think he is? Who is that? Like that. Nobody has that goodness at heart. When you don't have that goodness, you have created an entity in this world. That entity is very dangerous because it's going to eat you up in your next life. So we had concluded till verse 33 last time. So we will start from verse 34 of chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. So we are doing chapter 10, Bhagavad Gita, verse 34. I am the all-destroying death that annihilates all, and the origin of all that are to be born. Of feminities I am Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, and Kshama. So, Sri Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that everything in this world is him alone. So, even if there is a potency of female, as we think that potencies are female, we consider male as that which is the always a passive one, and female is that which is always active, principles. These are called principles. So he says even the female principles is him alone. So don't be under the impression that he is not that. So here he says, I am Kirti. Kirti means you become famous, isn't it? Everybody knows you. The whole world knows you. So that where everybody knows everything, the person who is known as something, or objects are there, or like say for example today if I ask you what is the most famous monument in Paris, so immediately you will say Eiffel Tower. What is the most famous monument in India? So immediately the thought will go and say, oh, Taj Mahal. So everywhere you will find that these are the things. So this is called people, things and places are famous. So that fame that is there is me. Fame is supposed to be a female, basically a potency. That is the power. Then he says, Shri. Now what does Shri mean? Shri is also the name of Mahalakshmi. She is also called Lakshmi, and Shri is her name. Now this is not Shri Ganeshaya Namaha when we say that Shri is different. That is prefix. This is potency. Sri. Okay. And this basically translates into, we have everything in this world. All goodness. Everything that is, say, wealth and fame and fortune and everything that is great. So Shri represents that. Then we have Vak. The words. the sound, the vowels, consonants, anything that is uttered, any sound that is there, whether the ringing tongue of the bell also, anything that is said, uttered, or even thought of, please remember this, even a thing that you think of. Suppose I think of a flower called lotus. I'm just thinking. Does it have a name? The moment it has a name, the word vak comes into the picture. Vak means I have some name or attribute attached to it. Pink rose, like that, anything. The utterances or non-utterances, thought processes, or even the primordial sound, the sound which cannot be heard also, that is also vak. People think that, oh, I don't hear anything. Doesn't matter. You can see the lips moving. That is also sound, by the way. You may not know this, but sound is something which is very important. Now you may think something ill about another person. How ugly is that person? You think like that. That person is so bad. Well, you may not articulate it. But is it there in your thought? The moment it is there, it creates a karma. So just thinking or saying about it is a problem. Imagine an entire world gets created because of this. Here I can tell you one small story. One day Brahmaji was thinking of something. Okay, he always thinks, I am sure you know. If you have one head, you will think. He has got 4 heads. I mean, you can imagine how much of thinking he must be doing. So with 4 heads, he is thinking, and suddenly in a thought, he gets very excited. And he feels very, filled with excitement and whatever you may call it. And out of that comes a very beautiful woman. Now this woman, she looks very comely, very beautiful. She has got the most amazing body which can be seen. And while he is doing, what is he doing? He is sitting with all his, Rishi Munis and other people around him. And suddenly when he thinks like that, and that woman gets created out of his thought, just a thought. And her name is Sandhya. I'm sure you know what Sandhya means. Okay? So Sandhya gets created. A person who gets created like this, he gets very attracted towards his own creation. Imagine that. A father getting attracted to his own daughter. When he gets attracted towards a daughter, everybody who is sitting over there, all the Rishi Munis, they also get attracted towards her. And when that happens, Shivji comes over there. And the first thing that he does is he reprimands Brahmaji and says, what is this you are doing? You should never look at your daughter, your mother, or another woman in this way. Never. What you have done is a sin. Now, because he is reprimanded in front of everybody, he becomes very upset with it. And he says in his mind, I want to show Shivji. Can you imagine that? he gets angry and upset with his own father. And the thought rankles in him so much that out of his mind, because he wants attraction in Shivji, Shivji should also get attracted to some woman. Then only he will be able to say, see, look at you, you are also like this. And imagine this kind of a situation. Brahmaji himself thinks like that. So I said, you may not have any thought, but just an ill feeling, even something which taints you just like that. A person immediately can say some curses, some words that they utter from their mouth. Let that person go to hell. What have you said? Or, like we say, yeah, he should not be, in this place. He should go to the worst place on earth. Something like that. You may not realize this, but you have created one of the worst things on earth. Just a thought. Even an ill will. Even the process itself is called vak. The words can create karma. So we got to be extremely careful how we control our thoughts. We get angry, we get upset, we have the ill will against people. We say, oh, who the hell does he think he is? Who is that? Like that. Nobody has that goodness at heart. When you don't have that goodness, you have created an entity in this world. That entity is very dangerous because it's going to eat you up in your next life. How do you not know that? So we got to have clean thoughts. That is why the pure mind is required. Always have purity of mind, purity in body, purity anywhere and everywhere. Don't have that, feeling, oh, why is like this, why it is like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, this person is bad, that person is good, this is like that and that is like that. Don't have those thoughts. You got to be tranquil. So vak, smriti, the memory that we have, sometimes you keep on thinking. You may think, oh, memory, it is there in my brain, isn't it? Don't you know it is one of the goddesses? It's a power potency. Memory is a power potency. Likewise, medha. What triggers it? How things are worked out? What is it that is happening? Everything has some relationship, correlationship. It's all linked up by means of a very important thing that is called intelligence. Dhriti. It's how you can bear anything that is happening. Suppose if many a times people say, Guruji, you don't reprimand me in front of other people. They think like that. And the immediate thought is, why is he doing like this? I have not done anything wrong. Well, you need to have fortitude. You think you are not getting tested? Well, the moment you think, oh, I am being insulted by him, or I am treated so badly, why is he not doing this to me? Why is he talking like this about me? Why is he saying some words about me? Do you think I am not testing you during that time? I want to see how much fortitude you have, how much you can withstand this. Not with ill will, but with goodness of heart. You have to have the goodness of heart. You should be, on the contrary, feeling more loved rather than feeling depressed or sad or angry or thinking that, oh, he's treating me like dirt. No. You have to understand, I am watching you. I am responsible for your growth. I am responsible for taking you ahead in my journey. But if you don't want to come with me in the journey, I cannot help you. If you want to stay over there itself, by, wallowing in your own grief, wallowing, you understand? Like a pig. You go and become a pig and you wallow in that mud and, oh, I am the worst person on earth. He doesn't treat me nicely. The whole world treats me like this only. Everybody looks at me as if I am a piece of, okay, whatever. No. You are being tested over there. You are always under that test. Please remember this. Why do you think this is happening? You got to grow. If people call you bad names, and if you keep on wallowing in it, and if you keep on thinking, oh wow, nobody cares about me, oh, your ego is getting hurt and upset. If you think you are such a great person that your ego is getting upset, oh, really? I went to this one's house and he never even treated me properly. We have this thought process. I went to this person's golu and they never even offered me a cup of tea or even something to eat. Earlier they would give me so many gifts and now nobody gives gifts. Really? It doesn't matter. You are being tested, not the other person. Do you get the point? You are sitting for the satsang or they are sitting for the satsang? You want to grow in your spiritual or they should grow in their spiritual world? If you want to grow, then dhriti is important. Fortitude. We will be able to forbear. Forbearance. Forgive them, Lord, for they do not know what they are doing. Understand this. You should be able to forbear everything in this world. There is nothing in this world which you should not be able to withstand. Even the worst of the pains. People feel pain. People feel all kinds of things happening in their world. Oh, my back is aching, my legs are aching, this is happening, that is happening, I got a stinking headache. If you can withstand it and still perform forbearance, these are power potencies of Sri Krishna. And if you think you are lacking in one of them, where is the power of Krishna then? So, Sri Krishna says, I am also the death. We always attribute Shivji towards destruction. You may think Shivji is different. No. When I said that Sri Krishna is saying he is everything, he is death as well. So, everything that you can think of, whether it is death, birth, life or whatever, powers, no powers also, everything is him. So we go to the next one. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse 35. Likewise among the Shrutis that can be sung, I am the variety known as the Brahatsama, while among the Vedic hymns I am the hymn known as Gayatri. Again, among the 12 months of the Hindu calendar, I am the month known as Margashish. Among the 6 seasons, I am the spring season. Again, he has started the same thing. He says, you just think about it. Even if you think that there are 12 months in a year, January to December in English, in our scriptures, the months are different. So Margashish is one of the month. He says, I am that as well. Kartik is also one of them. So you think that only the month? No, even the Rashis that are there. Kumbha, Karaka, all the Mesha, everything is him alam, Rishabh, and also everything is him. You may wonder, oh, this one is not good and that one is good. No, don't say that. Even Shani Dev is him. You may not wonder, you may wonder, oh, how Shani is always, very bad for us. No, he is required. So, verse 36, I am gambling among deceitful practices, and the glory of the glorious, and the victory of the victorious, and the resolve of the resolute, the goodness of the good. So even the worst thing possible on earth, whether it is gambling, you may think gambling is bad. But gambling is also Sri Krishna. You may wonder, how is that? Well, it is like this. If there was no gambling, do you think Mahabharata would have happened? Mahabharata happened because of gambling. Well, we have Yama himself as the person who involved himself in gambling. How can you say no? Alright? So Yudhishthir, if you know, and all his brothers, and on the other side we have the Kauravas, they also. And what did they gamble with? They gambled with people also. Their whole kingdom, including their wife. You see, the thought goes that is bad, isn't it? Drinking is bad, gambling is bad, womanizing is bad, this is bad, that is bad, everything is bad also. What makes you think like that? I want you to think very carefully. If there is a gutter, does the gutter have its own creatures or its own world inside it or no? It is there. See, there are creatures living in the gutters. They are digesting that gutter thing as well. If that doesn't happen, how can the water get purified or how can the dirt go away? So there are creatures in that. They eat all the dirt that is there. You have skin. Now, all these Lancome and all these beautiful companies that are there, which are giving you all kinds of makeup things and lipstick and this and that. You want to look beautiful. You males, they are also interested in it, by the way. Nowadays they want to look good. So some of them will grow a dirty beard and some of them will shave. Some of them will have nice hair. They cut it very nicely. And they will put some kind of a stuff on it. They put colors. But think about it. Whatever that they are applying, is there something in this world which is taking care of it or no? You see, your skin, Take 1 square centimeter of your skin, and if you put it under electron microscopy, do you know there are millions and billions of creatures sitting on top of it? They are there. They are digesting your skin. Who told you they are not there? So they are there on top of your skin also, here also. If you remove, you might have removed over 1 million of those creatures. They were eating into your skin. They were eating. So you think that these things should not be there? They also have to live, isn't it? So there are people who sell their body. Whether it is a male or a female, doesn't matter. If there is somebody to buy them also, that is also there, isn't it? That profession is one of the biggest professions of all. Prostitution, as we call it. A huge number of people are dependent on it. There are clubs. There are places where all kinds of things are sold and bought. People think that all this is not under the domain of God. Who said that? Well, is there any place on this planet Earth where God doesn't exist, where Krishna is not there? If those people are not there, you cannot walk on the streets. Do you think you will be safe? And that is why all these things exist for its own reasons. So we cannot say that is bad or good. How many people ruin their lives is what you have heard. In gambling and other places. Bootlegging, making liquor. There are all kinds of industries, isn't it? You may wonder, oh, this is not good, you should not drink this. Okay, yes, you are right, you should not drink. You are on the path of spiritual, don't do it. But there is a whole world out there which is dependent on it. When you have dirty clothes or when you have dirty vessels at home, and in India we have a person who comes and cleans our clothes or vessels or house or everything, if that person doesn't come, you know very well how much of dirt is going to be around. Isn't it? So God has created that as well. So there are people who are going to clean up the mess also. So don't keep on saying that they are bad or somebody is good. No, there is nothing bad or good. God has created this whole world. So Krishna says, I am that as well. So, gambling among deceitful practices. Deceit. Every kind of gambling. Nowadays, gambling has become very common. All the matches that are going on in India, you know how many cricket matches and football matches, great football matches are there, car racing, other kinds of gambling are there. All that is happening. It's a world full of, you may not be aware of it, but it is there. The whole world is gambling. That world is different. People play video games. You think that is not gambling? Even if you are playing a simple snakes and ladders or a Ludo, you think that is not gambling? In your own life also you are gambling. When you get married, when you don't know the person, are you not taking a gamble? So gambling is there. So among the vices, Sri Krishna says, I am that as well. I am the glory of the glorious. I am the victory of the victorious, the resolve of the resolute, the goodness of the good. Whenever there is a good person, whenever you are doing something nice or good, your heart is clean and pure. I am that. That goodness is me. So don't think that only the bad stuff is me. No, I am the goodness as well. You have to see which side you want to be on. You want to be on the gambler's side or you want to be on the goodness side? If you are there on the gambler's side, then naturally you are going to go to hell. But if you are on the goodness side, you know you are going to come to me. So that is the idea.